Okay, trade recap of the day. Um, I really wanted to go over this trade today because two reasons. One, I am once again very proud of the trade, and two, I did not profit from the trade, but it is what it is. I know I'm one step closer to passing an account. Not literally, figuratively, but like I'll show why. So this is the trade I took. This is the trade I took today. I was doing grad practice again and I got bored. So I pulled out my phone, entered a trade, and I was able to put my stop limit and my buy limit. So I figured that shit out. I don't know what I did last time, but anyways, I figured this stuff out. I entered here, price came up into my stop loss, had my stops above this fair value gap, stayed within the range, swept this out, and pushed lower all the way to my TP. But same thing happened as in my last video, as in 2 days ago. Price came up and auto liquidated me, meaning doesn't matter if my stop loss was here at the top. I got stopped out around this high, around this point right here. I got stopped out around this point right here because apparently liquidation or whatever, it was high volatility and it was this move here was seen as a risk. I lost a total of $200 in profit when price instantly came back down all the way to my TP. So I would have made around $200 to $250 profit, but instead, because of this rule, this untalked about rule, I lost $200. I'm not sure why that's the case. I really need to figure that out, but it's starting to get on my nerves a bit. That's two trades that could have been plus 200 in profit, which is over 400, $500 in profit total. But instead, I lost over $400 in profit because of that. Anyways, let's go over the trade. So, let's see. Oh, a lot going on. All right. London session consolidated. New York opens right here, broke to the downside, pushed up really fast, insanely fast. I wasn't expecting that. But then price manipulates this high, sweeps it out, and we look for a push towards the downside. Now, one reason that I was scared to take this trade a little bit was the fact that I wanted to enter off of one of these candles here on the 15-minute, but it had not closed below this fair value gap. So I was going off of other confluences telling me that price wanted to push lower. On the 1 hour, we were in a downtrend. We had fair value gap here that was mitigated, pushed higher. I was thinking maybe we would want to push these lower to down here. But overall, my bias was based off of the session sweep. Not much on the 4 hour. Overall, we were just bullish on the 4 hour, so it is what it is. It was a very low time frame trade, I will say. So back on the 15-minute. Here, we had price bouncing up and down, reacting off this fair value gap after sweeping these relative highs, these equal highs. But we created an SMT off of this London high, whereas here, SMT off of the high, drop into the 5-minute range, 5-minute price range. We inversed this gap here, inverse this fair value gap, proving to the downside. Okay. Here too, we inversed it as well off of this 10-15 candle close, 10-15 candle close. I suppose I could have entered off of this, but what I really should have done is waited on the 5-minute for equilibrium to be filled and distributed back into the downside. That's what I tried waiting for. As soon as I seen it get filled, I go into the 1-minute. Equilibrium gets shot up into. I entered off of the break structure back down to the downside. So we broke structure to the upside, tapped into the equilibrium, and then we broke structure back into the downside. I waited for this fair value gap to be inversed or close below it to confirm pushing down to the downside. React a little bit off of this fair value gap down. We closed on this candle right here, this black candle. I entered off of that. That was my position. I set my stop loss to above this fair value gap, showing that if we were truly bullish, we would respect this fair value gap, for we already respected it once. So I gave myself a little bit of wiggle room on that. And I shot my take profit to these lows. Price pushed up, swept the liquidity, stayed within the fair value gap range, inverse fair value gap, sorry, and then rotated back down to the downside. So that was the trade of the day. I think it was a very profitable trade. I should have taken the win on that. The reason I took the trade on NQ and not ES was I thought I saw that NQ was the leading index. If I were to have taken the trade on ES, I would have actually been stopped out fully. So I'm glad I had not done that, because here, let's say I entered right about here or something, my stop loss would have been around this area, around this high or whatnot. A little bit of room with that fair value gap. Targeting lows around a 1-to-1 trade. I would have looked for a 1-to-1 trade. Yep. But see, my price would have stopped me out for one a little bit higher. So I was right that NQ was the truly more bullish or bearish leading index for the day. Overall, a good trade. I'm going to keep the strategy going. I think my next step is to look more into back testing. I want to back test a lot, make sure my strategy gets on point, figure out what my win percentage is based off of true facts and not these losses because of getting stopped out within liquidation from the market there from my lucid trading rules. But if we go on to the account here, today's balance minus 200. That was a 3-minute 30-second trade it took. Yeah, the trade fully just took 3 minutes, come up here, stop me out, and then from there pushed all the way down. So it sucks to see, but it pushes me further back into my drawdown. Total 600 now. I only have 374 left to go. I really want to reverse this and push this back to what's remaining here, 1,853. Overall, not a great month. This should be green. The 11th should be green, and the 8th should be green. That should overall have pushed us into green, into full green. We should be fully in profit right now. At least 300, I would say, give or take 200, something like that. That would be plus 250. This would be plus 250. That's 500 in profit. We would be at least 300 up right now, I think. It is what it is. If I can pull that off two more times, that's break even right there. Another 2 more times, that's plus 500. Another 2 more times, plus 1,000. And then 1 more time, that's the account 1. So 5 times. I have to get 5 winning trading days of 200, and should be at least back into the green and going good. But yeah, keep we'll keep going from there and see where it goes. All right. Peace.